Hi, everyone, and welcome to our continuing series on the different types of budgeting methods. Today, we are diving into zero-based budgeting, one of the most powerful tools you can use to take control of your money. So, whether you're new to budgeting or looking for a better way to manage your finances, this budgeting method might be just what you need. So let's break down zero-based budgeting, how it works, the pros, the cons, and should you consider it before jumping in. Hi, I am Eva, and I'm the founder of Fierce Rich Money. After 2 years of unemployment, I'm back in debt. Got out of debt before using my plan, and I'm doing it again. You know what? This channel is about normal ways of getting out of debt and not those crazy, weird, extreme ways that litter the internet. I'll never tell you to make your own toilet paper. We'll cut through the lies, the misinformation that's being told to us, because you know what? That's keeping us in the dark and poor. All right, so let's go. At its core, zero-based budgeting is the method where you start from scratch every month. The idea is to give every dollar you earn a specific job. So that means your income minus your expenses should equal out to zero. But don't worry, it doesn't mean you're spending every penny. It just means you're allocating every dollar to something important, whether that's paying bills, savings, investing, paying off debt. Every dollar has a job. So how does it work at the beginning of each month? You list out your expected income and then plan out your expenses for the month down to the last dollar. And this will include rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, entertainment, savings, debt payments, everything you're spending money on. So sinking funds, always remember those. Once you've budgeted every dollar, you're done. So let's walk through a typical example of how this works. So imagine you bring home $3,000 a month. You start by listing that as your income. You write out all your necessary expenses, let's say $1,200 for rent, $400 for groceries, $200 for utilities. I don't know where you live if that's what it is. And, $100 for transportation and so on. You continue allocating money to each category, including savings and investments, until every dollar is accounted for. If there's anything left over, you decide where it goes. Maybe to extra savings or paying down debt. That is your decision. And really, the beauty of this budgeting is that it does force you to be very intentional with your money. Every dollar has a purpose, so nothing gets wasted or overlooked. All right. So what are the pros of zero-based budgeting, and why might this be a good budgeting method for you? It gives you full control over your money because you're planning out every dollar. You're making conscious decisions where your money's going to. This level of detail helps you avoid impulse spending and really make sure you're prioritizing your financial goals. Second, number two, it helps you identify what wasteful spending. When you have to account for every dollar, you're more likely to notice where you're overspending. Maybe you're eating out too much or too often, or paying for subscriptions you don't really use. This budgeting method can help you cut out those unnecessary expenses. It will also show you where you think you're overspending, but may not be, right? You never know. You might think you're spending a lot on makeup, and it turns out you're not. Third, it encourages savings and debt repayment. Since you're planning these categories up front, they're less likely to get pushed aside by the day-to-day expenses. So you're essentially paying yourself first, which is a good habit to get into. So it's definitely something to think about. All right. But like every other budgeting method we have covered, this one isn't perfect, and there are a few downsides. So let's go over them. All right. It's really time consuming because it requires you to track every dollar, which means it takes more time and effort to set up and maintain than other budgeting methods. If your income or expenses vary a lot month to month, you also need to be aware of that and make the adjustments regularly, which can be a bit of a hassle. So this is also why it's important to get 1 month ahead of your bills. I think I've said in every video, and there's a reason for that. All right. Second, it can be rigid because you're planning everything out in advance. There's less flexibility if something unexpected comes up. If you overspend in one category, you'll have to pull money from another category to make up for it. And that can end up being stressful, especially if it happens like a few times in a row, like different categories. Third, it requires discipline. Listen, it works best if you're committed to sticking to your plan and within, that inflexibility. If you have a tendency to deviate from your budget or struggle with self-control, you may find it difficult to stay on track. So, is zero-based budgeting right for you? If you like to be in control, enjoy planning, want to make sure your money is working as hard as possible, then zero-based budgeting can be a really great fit for you, and can be especially effective if you have specific financial goals like paying off debt, saving for a big purchase, and this will help you stay on track. However, if you prefer a more flexible, low maintenance approach to it, you may find it too restrictive and time consuming. The key is to weigh out the pros and cons and decide if it's a method that aligns with your personality and financial situation. So, lots to think about. And remember, you don't have to stick to one plan. You can take bits and pieces from all the ones we're covering. All right. I hope you found this helpful and got some value from it. All right. Leave any comments below, and I will see you in the next video.